Joe Ferry with an F. Don't confuse it. Don't put it
Mm-mm.
in wrong, because I will come after you. I'm a
Yeah.
mad dog. I'm a mad dog.
Am I,
Uh,
am I allowed to curse?
you can curse all you want. We freedom of speech here. Total
Oh,
freedom of speech. If
okay.
you start going into tirades about this and that, I'll say, okay, maybe reel it in a little bit, that sort of
Right,
thing.
right.
But yeah,
No, I'm not tirading.
no
No,
tirades. No
I have
tirades.
no intention of tirading.
No tirades
So,
today. But
so
what I
you
really
got,
want to show you is this. This is what I wanted to show you that I got, which
yeah.
is a great ska band that I'm about to listen to very soon. I hope when I get my record player working, and I'm
Mhm.
going to listen to this album with Corey Glover on lead vocals.
Yeah.
We have Joe Ferry on bass. We have Corey Glover. We got Uziman on vocals. We got Joey Ray. We got Dan Cotman. We got Neil Spitzer or Spitzer. I'm not sure. Vinny
Spitzer.
Spitzer, hey, Vinny Noble, Jack, all these people are so wonderful. Phil Maffa, I see, is in here. Christian Solea, who is also in my graduating class, which is what we wanted to talk about today. Who are the
Yeah.
people in my graduating class, right?
Jeez, I don't even know.
And,
I don't remember. It was 20 years ago. Well,
well, okay,
you definitely were in your graduating class,
I was in my graduating class. Yes, that's true.
and you just said Christian was.
Yep. Who else?
That's good.
Two biggies. Two biggies.
Regina.
Yep.
Regina graduated in 2000?
In
Wow.
2001. 2001.
Oh, 2001. That's
I'm
right,
talking
right.
about next year is going to be the 20th anniversary.
Oh, next year. I thought this year. See, that's why you screwed me up. Langhorne Slim?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. I'll have to call him up and ask him.
Richie,
Oh, Richie Castellano. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Rich.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah. I was going to start a band called Red Oyster Cult, but I didn't really think the name had much potential. And then I was going to call it like Blue Fish Cult, but then that wouldn't work either.
That's good. I'm glad you're doing
Well,
that now.
I stuck to Big Ska.
Big Ska. It says a lot. Let's take a look at the Big Ska. I don't think we got enough screen time. Enough screen time of the. We got to talk about
Screen?
the Big Ska band. Okay, we got some
Uh,
big heavy hitters.
yeah.
We got some heavy hitters on here. We got Joe Ferry on bass, the PRS 5-string, Fender 4-string, Yamaha fretless, keys, and guitar. Don't forget about it,
Thank you, sir.
you know.
What's
And
that sticker on the back?
there's a
The
sticker
other
on.
sticker.
It's a price tag. It's how much I'm supposed to pay you now.
Oh, yeah. No, don't worry about that. I can
I'll
have
send it
that
in
sticker.
PayPal. Do you have PayPal? We'll set that up next. That's the next
Yeah,
thing
don't
to
worry
set up.
about it.
Okay.
I got connections at the label.
What label?
Jump Up Records.
Oh, how long you been with them?
Almost 20 years.
Hmm.
So I think like 2003 was the first release on Jump Up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a long time,
And
17 years.
you also worked with Shawnee.
Well, I still work at Shawnee as an A&R consultant, and the band was signed to Shawnee for digital releases because Jump Up just does vinyl. So for a while, we were having digital on Shawnee and vinyl on Jump Up, but now we do digital on. The last one was CD Baby, and the next one will be Distro Kid, and vinyl on Jump Up. And that's the deal.
That's good. So you have so many stories. You wrote a book called "Cut Me While I'm Hot," which is
Yes.
a phrase that was said by Dr. John, who you worked with for many, many years, right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that refers to cutting a record, So he's saying basically record me while
While I got
I'm
the
hot.
fire going, right? While the
I got
fire's
the fire.
going, take it now.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what that means. It doesn't mean like actually get out a blade and cut him. He
Right.
didn't want me to do that. Because the
Right.
first time when he said cut me, while I'm hot, you know, I went to the kitchen and got a knife, you know, and I was like, okay, where do you want me to cut you? And he's like, you know, what the hell is wrong with you? You fucking crazy? Put that away.
Right.
So then you mean push the record button and cut the record. I understand. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, everybody makes mistakes.
Right.
Especially me.
We all do. We all do.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a question for you.
Sure.
What's with that 5-string over there?
So this 5-string is plugged in right now. Okay. I don't know if you can hear this. So like, oh no, did I turn it off? I'll be right back.
All right.
Great question, because I don't get to play my bass. That, you know, I'm shy. I'm a very shy, you know, I'm a shy bass player.
I see. It's a nice bass. What is it?
This is an Ibanez Prestige 5-string.
Nice. Very sweet. Very nice.
For you.
Who wrote that?
Me.
Who wrote
Me.
you? I thought so. I thought so. Either you or Mozart, but he didn't play 5-string. He only played 4-string. So.
Thank you.
I know that. Yeah. So very cool. Very cool. So that was my question. What was that over in the corner? And you answered it.
Right.
Yeah.
There were so many songs. Yeah.
My next question is, who's on the back wall there?
So we have some people here. I'm gonna show you. Give you a little tour. We have some paintings from my grandfather, Lou Goldfinger. Louis Goldfinger painted these paintings. I'm going to take this off the computer.
All right.
And take a look around here. I mean, on the other side of the room, we have other paintings, too.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Your grandpa did that painting?
Yep.
That's dope.
Did that one, too. He did this one, too.
I dig it.
He did this one of my mom.
That's very cool.
He did these one, the two ladies.
Yeah, those are cool.
And
that lady got a dress. That lady got her dress open there.
Her dress is open. We're gonna have to censor this out. We're gonna have to censor this out, but we're gonna have to pixelate it. But she has her dress open. There are breasts exposed. I know this is going on Comcast, so we really, we want to be safe for the audiences. We don't want to offend anybody. So there you have it.
Grandpa was a swinger.
He was a swinger in his art.
Oh, not in real life?
No, that's where
in everyday life?
No. He had his escapades. He was married, I think, for like 90 years, I mean, that's an exaggeration, but, it was...
Yeah, it's more like 85 years.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, good for Grandpa. God bless him.
Oh, let me fix this now. Okay. People are tired of looking up my nose. Okay. Let's see.
Who's the guy on your shirt?
So, actually...
Don't tell me. It's Doc Holliday.
You know Doc Holliday? Do you know Doc Pomus?
Well, I know who he was. He's dead now.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, the guy on my shirt, this is from a film called Napoleon Dynamite.
Heard of it. That's all I could say.
So, on my shirt, it says, I'm training to become a cage fighter.
Oh, are you really?
Don't I look like it?
You do. You do. You look just freaking dangerous.
Right. Very,
boom.
Very. Boom, boom.
Boom.
A lot of anarchy. A lot of, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I know. A lot of love, but a lot of anarchy.
You always were an anarchist. I used to have a lot of trouble with you back in school. You don't tell your listening audience this, but, I had to speak to the principal about you a couple of times. I pulled some strings to make sure that everybody left you alone, but it wasn't looking good.
That's great.
So, who else was in that class? 2001. You don't know Hanan, do you? Hanan Rubinstein? I asked about it. I think he graduated in 04. Yeah. Well, I remember Richie. I remember you. I remember Regina. That's it.
Yeah, I mean
So
those are the big names.
you got to put Goldfinger at the top.
Thank you.
You
It's
know,
getting there.
Goldfinger at the top, and then after that,
Right.
I know
Right.
Richie's going to call me tonight. Like, hey, what the fuck are you
Right.
talking about?
Right. Right. Right.
Goldfinger at the top. Who's
Right.
with
Right.
Blue
Right.
Oyster Cult
Right.
around
Right.
here?
I'm
You
Blue
know,
Oyster Cult. This guy, he just posts a bunch of crap on the internet. He's a loser. We don't need him.
yeah. See, that's it. But when you're in a classic rock band like that, you could say shit like that and get away with it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
every time I think of Blue Oyster Cult, I think of oysters. I don't eat
Right.
meat or fish.
And when I think about oysters, you know what I think about?
No.
Oh, that's a lot of bacala.
That's good. That's very good. You want to hear my De Niro?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Um, Joey, it is what it is. What could I say? It is what it is. I mean, the way that things are going, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. What could you do? It is what it is. That's my Robert De Niro.
Very good. Very.
Isn't that good?
That was so
I
good,
missed
man.
my
That was
calling.
really.
I should have been an impressionist. Like if you turned the screen off, you would think De Niro was talking to you.
I was very confused. I thought I was having synesthesia. I thought, is this
Yeah.
De Niro that I'm looking at? Like things started morphing and changing, and I was like,
Yeah.
who am I looking at? And it was like, is it De Niro? And I was like,
Well, it was me. Here, I'll do the interview as De Niro. Ask me a question.
all right, what was it like working with Scorsese?
What can I say? It is what it is. Ask me another question.
What was it like working on Joker?
What was Joker?
It was a film. It was a very, very depressing film that was made by Todd Phillips. But it's okay. It's all right. He has a good name. But
Oh,
yeah,
I never heard of that.
it's a film. It's very depressing. I wouldn't. I'm not going to tell people
Is
not
that
to see it, but I wouldn't see it.
is that with River Joaquin Phoenix?
Walking Phoenix.
Robert De Niro is in that?
Robert De Niro plays a talk show host. I'm not going to give it away.
Okay. So ask me a question then.
All right. So when you were working with Scorsese, what was it like? Why does he use you for so many roles? Why is that?
What could I say? It is what it is. What could I say?
This is a great interview. I think it's going very well. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I have a PhD. I'm a college professor.
I know you do. You have a Grammy. You produced a song for Huey Lewis in the News called "It's Alright." Oh, it's alright. Oh, Stugas. It's alright. No, just kidding. It's yeah.
And what have you been doing lately?
With myself,
Yeah,
I've been doing this show.
that's good.
That's one thing. That's one thing I'm doing. Doing
That's
this show. Doing this
that's,
show is what for me. Like I get up in the morning and say, I'm going to do a show with my professor, who's a Grammy-nominated artist, and he produced Huey Lewis in the News. And I'm going to say I want to interview him because at one time he wanted to cover Fruit Bat when I played it in Masterclass.
Fruit Bat is a great song.
Can we talk about Fruit Bat?
Sure.
Because that's where my band could have took off. When you said to me, "Oh, my ska band, oh, we would love to cover it," and then I asked the people in the band, like the drummer, and he flipped the fuck out.
In a good way or bad way?
Horrible way. Nobody's gonna cover. He was trying to protect the band, and I'm trying to throw the band into the stratosphere.
Yeah. Oh man. Fruit Bat. My business partner Charlie Dahan still goes crazy for Fruit Bat. I didn't even know what a fruit bat is. Is it a bat that eats fruit?
It's a tribute to Jim Morrison.
He was a fruit bat. Yeah. So it's like a guy that's walking
Jimmy
the
Jones and let me see if I can play it. Hold on. Because you remember how it went. It was like... And then the bass line was a little bit different, too. So the bass line was this. Let's see if I remember it. Something like that, you know?
That sounds like Nirvana.
It was a lot of Nirvana and Jim Morrison. And we go, Jimmy Jones and his friends are gonna see the fruit bat tonight.
Is it on YouTube?
Yes.
I'm going to have to look it up.
Everybody has to look up fruit bat. I want fruit bat to go viral in 2020 because people are talking about the... Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
People are talking about the Hunan virus. And, you know, like the thing about that is it might have been a fruit bat. So if we can launch this song now, it's going to be perfect. Thank you so much.
Let's see. I'm looking it up. Fruit bat. Well, there's actually real fruit bats. I mean,
well, if you put spinning images, fruit bat.
Spitting images?
Spinning. SPINNING.
Got it. All right, folks. Oh, I remember that dog.
That was my cousin's dog.
That's pretty good. I like it. I like it very much. I remember I liked it then, too.
Thank you.
Very good.
This was 23 years ago in 1997 for Masterclass, Songwriting Masterclass, I believe.
With Jim?
With you at SUNY Purchase College.
Oh, I knew that, yeah. Me?
Yeah, with you. It was great because it was one of the first pieces I played, and you loved it.
I like it again. Love it again.
Thank you.
I've had since I've had 50 million students, and I sometimes get a little fuzzy as to who's who.
Yeah, sure.
But
I get it.
I do remember Fruit Bat very well. I don't remember the class at all, but I remember Fruit Bat.
Don't remember the class very much those days.
So, anyway, I hope this interview is going okay because it's fun.
This is great. I mean, the whole thing is that you have fun. If you have a good time, then it's a great interview.
Well, I think that showcasing you is very important.
Oh, thank you. Because I'm so modest, so humble.
Yeah, because if I don't do it, you won't do it, you know?
Right.
Somebody's got to do it.
Right. Like I want to do that for you about this wonderful gig that you have going on Saturday. I'm going to look at the schedule. It's Saturday. Saturday is, let me see, what is Saturday? Saturday's the 18th. You have a marvelous gig with the big ska band, with the big...
Yeah, but not with Corey.
Oh, but you're going to have the big ska band sans Corey.
Yeah. Outdoors. And you can wear a mask. Beautiful. Look at that. That's nice. That's a beautiful thing. I like it. So what else is going on?
What else is going on? So, people are worried about me because a long time I had some mental health issues. I really had some severe mental health issues to the point where I not almost tried to take my life. About a year ago, I actually did try to take my life.
You actually did take your life a year ago?
I didn't. I'm here now.
Right.
I'm not a ghost. I'm not a ghost. I'm not a ghost.
The acid I took in 1977 just kicked in again because I thought you weren't here, but you are here.
You understand because when somebody takes LSD, the other person who has also taken LSD starts tripping out. So that's the way it works.
Yeah. So you're here. That's really you.
Yes.
And am I here?
Yes, very much. Very much.
So I'm sorry to hear about that little incident,
Yeah, yeah.
but you're okay?
Good. I mean, the thing is, after that, the angels. It was like angels grabbed me and thrust me into the air.
Did you did you hit the ground hard, or did they
I'm still,
catch you?
I'm still, I'm still. Now I'm on
Still up
my,
there?
still going this way. Still going this way.
Not a boy. We have to do a little tribute to my friend Cadillac Sal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
This was my friend Cadillac Sal. He died in May of cancer. But he played bass in the big ska band, and I played guitar. But when he died, I went back to bass, and Dan Cotman's playing guitar. But he was one of my best friends. So just want to. The Angels caught you, but he went up to the tippy top. So he didn't float back down. Anyway, God rest his sweet soul. That's our Cadillac Sal tribute. Great bass player, too. He had 29 basses. Can you imagine? I'm not kidding. 29 basses. He left them all to his grandson, who's 3. And we don't know.
Gotta give it to somebody.
And we don't know if he really wants to play the bass, but he's got 29 of them. Hey, for a 3-year-old kid, he's probably the only kid in the history of the world to inherit 29 basses at age 3.
Well, we know who we have to call in about 20 years, so we're gonna, see where he's at then, and we'll see if we can just, buy some bait. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. So,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's raining outside. That's Sal. He's busting my chops. But we had a lot of fun together, me and him. And I had breakfast in the Water Wheel Cafe where he and I used to have breakfast every morning. And I sat in his chair, and it was nice. Because as I was sitting in his chair, I realized like he must have farted in this chair like 100 times, and I'm
Right.
sitting in the chair. But then they had the COVID spray, so like, but his farts could probably like resist the COVID
Yes.
Cleaning shit,
Yes.
So, and that's the story about that. What are we going to do when you drink your water? We cut?
No, we're gonna leave everything in.
Cut.
Cut. I just drank my water. We're gonna make it. The whole thing is like when you watch an interview, don't you feel like when they cut stuff like what do they cut and for what reason? So the thing is with this, I don't cut a damn thing.
Yow! Let me go get one of my paintings to show you.
Please do right now. I'll pause it. Let me see if I can pause.
It?
All right.
It's right over here.
Please.
Tell me when you can see it.
Looks good.
Got a lot of paintings if anybody wants to buy any.
Looks great.
Yeah, man. Oh, well. I'll just leave it here. And I still wear this. You know what this is?
Oh, I know from Guitar Center.
The T-shirt you gave me 20 years ago or something.
Wow.
I still wear it. I left it out on purpose so you would see it.
Thank you.
All right.
I like your shirt. Blessed by Jah.
Blessed by Jah. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be producing a record for Dan Cotman, who plays guitar in the Big Ska Band, starting in September. And he's recording one of my tunes that I wrote in 1977, which also the original master is coming out on a compilation album in France on Favorite Records. And I also made a publishing deal with HD Music Now. It's called HD Music Now, which is a super connected, very aggressive music publisher. And they're going to place part of my 70s catalog in movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
Sounds wonderful.
And Dan's record is going to feature Chris Parker, who's one of the most renowned studio drummers of all time, and played with Cornell Dupree and guys like that. And Frank Canino on bass, who also played with Cornell Dupree. And I produced albums for both of those, with both of those guys, and got Grammy nominations and everything. And Joseph Joubert is going to play piano. He's with New York Community Choir. And Benny Diggs, my good friend, is the director of the community choir, and he's going to be singing backup on it. It's going to be a really cool record.
Nice.
Yeah, and what else am I doing?
You're thinking about covering Fruit Bat 20 years later.
Yeah, definitely. If your drummer doesn't have a heart attack over it.
Right. And he might. I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope not.
That's the problem. But actually, he can't stop me.
Right.
Because it's a compulsory license. Compulsory. There's nothing you could do about it. You know what I'm trying to say? You could try. You can't do nothing about it.
I like that attitude, actually. I think that's a winning attitude. I think more people need to adopt that kind of attitude.
What's your favorite TV show?
Sopranos, obviously.
I don't watch TV. I watch podcasts.
Like this.
Yeah. And I also like documentaries. Like I watched a documentary on the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That was rough. Ooh. You ever hear of that?
I heard about it, but I don't know too much about it.
It was a Great Lakes ore carrier. Carried iron ore pellets. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down on the big lake they call Gitche Gumee. See? Edmund Fitzgerald. It sunk. It was in a big storm in November and hit a rock or something. It bottomed out, split in half, and sank. So I was watching a documentary on that. Then I was watching a documentary on the Dyatlov Pass. Did you ever hear of that?
No.
Russian students in 1959 went hiking in Siberia, and something very weird happened, and they all got killed. And they think it was Bigfoot, but it could also have been, an avalanche or who knows what. And they still can't figure it out. So I like stuff. I mean, that was tragedy. So is the Edmund Fitzgerald. But I like to watch things like that and learn. I like history.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, if you really like tragedies, my ex-wife, the last time I spoke to her, you know what she said to me?
What?
She says, "Your life is a tragedy."
Oh my God. Now you see, I didn't know you were married.
I was together with a woman for 9 years.
9 years.
Living in Germany, in Tübingen.
Germany's cold, ain't it?
It's not, the winters are not as bad as New York winters.
Oh, wow. Really?
A lot milder.
Did you ever go to Vienna?
I didn't go to Vienna, but I was in Berlin for about a year and a half, where I lived in a hippie artist commune with 200 artists and lots of stuff I won't mention because it's completely absurd. But after I left, 5 people died. There was a documentary film that was made about my life when I was living in the greenhouse. It's called The
Really?
Greenhouse. Yeah, and this documentary I cannot get, and I need advice what to do. This filmmaker, she won't talk to me. She just says, "Leave me alone." She says, "Don't write to me." She didn't block me, but she's like, 3 months ago, she said, "Don't write to me," and I didn't.
Did she put it on YouTube?
She didn't put it anywhere. You know where she put it? She put it in her tachas,
Oh, well,
and she kept it there.
that doesn't do us much good.
She put it in her tachas, and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna leave it."
Well, that was kind of a wasted effort then.
It feels like that after the divorce and everything. It was like nothing came out of that except for this.
Yeah. Well, you know, my question is Vienna in Germany or Austria?
Austria.
Ah, see? That's why we're having this little conversation. So I
We
could
do
get
this.
a,
We do this. We do
we,
this.
we do this.
We
You know,
do this.
because there are a few things I needed to get straightened out.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
Mozart, you know, he used to hit the wacky tobacco a little bit, and he told me Vienna was in Germany. You know, I think it was Mozart.
Well, the thing is,
I might have had maybe a mushroom or two before I was speaking to Mozart, so I'm not exactly sure if it was really Mozart.
maybe Switzerland, Germany, and Austria blended together in your mind and made a puddle.
That's what happened, guaranteed. Because, you know, as far as I know, Mozart died in 1791. Yet I was hanging out with him like a few months ago. So go figure.
Right. There's actually a story that I would like you to tell that
Yeah.
you told in the master class between the year of 97 and 2001. I heard a story from you regarding a bass player by the name of Jaco Pastorius, a man who had severe mental illness as well.
He didn't, but he wasn't a friend of Mozart. Only I was friends with Mozart. You know what I'm saying?
I
He
know what
didn't
you're
know.
saying. I know what you're. Listen, I've been saying this all along that you are friends with Mozart. Okay, you get it. I've been telling everybody at Purchase College. I'm sending out the emails. I'm doing the data. I'm doing the research. I'm doing strategic management so that everybody on Facebook and WhatsApp knows that you are friends and you hung out with Mozart.
Hmm.
That should be your next book, is just you hanging out with Mozart, because everybody wants to know about that. They want to know how did it happen, who hooked you two up, who did you hear his music first before you met him? What was it like? Tell us, please.
Well, when I met him, he was playing piano in a bar
Mm-hmm.
in Vienna. And and I said, I thought you died like in 1791. And he said to me, no, the rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated. I said, no, I'd make you 200 years old. You know, and he was like, oh, well, I mean, there were a lot of different Mozarts. It's a
Yeah,
common
yeah.
name, you
Right,
know.
right,
So
right.
I have a feeling it wasn't that Mozart. It was like maybe like many generations removed.
Was it Jeffrey Mozart?
It was. How did you know that?
Because he went to Purchase and he graduated in 2001, and he is the other guy, the other big guy that we graduated with during that year in Purchase College, music conservatory studio composition major, and that's what believe that he graduated in the class. I know those are hazy days. We're not going to say why, but you
Yeah.
know.
Well, then he's the guy I met playing piano in the bar in Vienna.
Mm.
I mean, I didn't ask his first name because, like, he says he's Mozart. I just assumed he was the Mozart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if you want to get into Einstein's, physics, you could make it's possible for somebody to be in 1791 and then be in 1991 at the same time. I mean, I don't have the specifics. Don't forget, I didn't teach physics.
Right. Well, actually, you did teach physics. You taught all of us about the physics of music in the master class. In the downstairs room, there was this nice room we would sit around. This was before social distancing. It was very, very cool. Very, very cool.
So you want to know about Jocko?
Oh yeah.
Um, well, I took some bass lessons from him. I can't say, I studied with him for 100 years, but I did take a few bass lessons, and more than a few bass lessons with him. And I would, it wasn't like taking bass lessons at SUNY Purchase in a room, in a studio or something. We would have the bass lessons on front stoops of buildings, or on sitting on the curb, or in the basketball court and things like that.
In the Bronx.
And he would, he taught me a lot of stuff, but it took a long time to really grasp what he was talking about, because I mean, he was so advanced harmonically that it was really hard to understand what he was saying. Like one time, this is probably the story you're thinking of. Excuse me. He said, Ferry, what am I playing? And then he was like, and I'm like, I come up with this like chord, or like B flat minor 7 sharp 13 plus 15 minus 17,
Right.
square root divided by 93. And he goes, Ferry, you disappoint me. And I'm like, what? And he said, it was a G7. So, he freaked me out. He totally tricked me. He just played different inversions of G7, just up and down the scale and everything like that, up and down the neck. And he just I'm like, oh God, look at how fast he's playing. I don't know what's going on. But, a lot of times you can psych yourself out. That's what I did. So one of the things, he taught me a lot of stuff like that. He taught me a lot of stuff that might not necessarily have been hands-on bass playing, but was more like how to approach being a musician, and how to keep your head together, and in stressful situations and stuff like that. And the story you're referring to is probably the funeral, right?
Well, actually, it was when you were playing basketball with him in the Bronx, and there was the smell of dog shit coming down, wafting dog shit smell.
Yeah. A lot of times, I would have to first shoot baskets with him, and then I'm not a basketball player. I don't know anything about basketball, despite the fact that I did shoot baskets with the New York Knicks in 1994, almost championship season, and I got to shoot baskets with Anthony Mason, God rest his soul, and Jeff Van Gundy and stuff like that, because they practiced at school. Did you know that?
I knew that the Knicks played they were practicing at SUNY Purchase.
That's right. And that's where I got to shoot baskets with them. But I was horrible. I was terrible at it. So Jocko he was teaching me years before that. Before we would start a lesson, I would have to shoot baskets with him. And I said, I'm not a good basketball player. I don't know anything about basketball. And he said, I'll teach you. I said, yeah, but I want to learn I want to learn bass. He says, oh, you got to learn how to shoot baskets first, because it's the same thing. He says, shoot baskets. And then he'd want to go get a slice of pizza, and go get a slice of pizza. Then we'd have to go find a stoop to sit on. So, bass lesson with him was an ordeal in the sense that it took 3 hours before you got to actually pick up a bass.
Right.
And the whole time he was testing your patience, because he was a very calculating guy. And, he had his reasons for doing that stuff and whatever. I mean, he taught me patience, and he taught me to keep cool. He did his best to make sure that I exploded. And I did my best not to. So yeah, I learned a lot of life lessons from him and from Dr. John, who did his best to bust my balls. And, all these guys are extremely eccentric, but as eccentric as they are or were, there was also something very lovable about them, but not like cuddly type lovable.
Right.
It's like there was something about them that was valuable, that you knew was valuable, and that you have to put up with, their ball busting, because when you get through that, there's going to be a big payoff. And for me, there was. In Jocko's case, in Dr. John's case, several others. So, yeah.
I always found it. Thank you for that story. That was wonderful. Jocko Pastorius, as well as. Okay, so I would say that one of the most heartfelt stories that I heard from you, especially, was about Mariel Hemingway.
Margot Hemingway.
Exactly. As you can see, I read your book thoroughly, from beginning to end, without stopping.
You want me to tell you about Margot?
I thought it was a beautiful story.
Yeah. Well, she was just a really beautiful person, and it's very sad for me to talk about her because because of the way she died and everything. But I played a couple of gigs, and she happened to be a guest at both gigs. I used to play like a lot of high society type gigs, and when I met her, I think it was at the Playboy Club. I wrote a chapter in my new book is on it, and then I really got to talk to her at length at a gig in the Hamptons, and I don't know, just we hit off really well. She was just a really beautiful person. She let me take a photograph of her, which is in the new book. And it's like impossible to take a bad photograph of Margot, It's just impossible. You can take a photograph of the back of her head and she looks beautiful. So, yeah, it's a little hard to, that's a sad, the whole story is sad because of the way it ended, Yeah. And she had, it's just, severe depression, which is a very common thing, but I never could understand it because she was Margot Hemingway. But it ran in the family, obviously, because of Ernest Hemingway had depression and all. So I don't really want to talk too much about.
No problem. But I'm glad that you mentioned it, because it's a topic that I talk about in some of the things that I do as well. It's a topic,
Yeah. I'm still not over it,
I hear you. So
Yeah.
let's think about something really funny. Like, what's the last funny thing that happened to you?
The last funny thing that happened to me, funny shit happens to me every day. I mean, let's see. Well, as long as we're talking about COVID, I was sitting in the car with the window open, in the parking lot waiting for my wife to come out of the store, and this guy walks by and he has a mask on and he coughs right in my face as he walked past the open window of my car. And I think the spew went through the mask. I can't swear to that, but it wasn't like one of these big, humongous masks. It was just kind of like a tissue.
Yeah. Where can people buy your artwork?
Oh, they could just email me, joeferrymusic@gmail.com.
Got it.
Yeah. Or contact you, and you'll give them my contact info.
Sure.
And they can check my website out, joeferryofficial.com.
Great.
So there's paintings on there that they could see, and also all the music from all the different projects and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear the stuff I produce on TV shows all the time and everything that I didn't know about. So I'm always updating my website because there's credits that I don't know I have. But there's
we didn't even talk about your life as a producer.
Yeah. Well,
maybe we could do another one.
No, we could talk about it. How long have we been talking?
So far, 45 minutes. So now I would do a reset. If you want to go, the thing is, I want to make this sort of a short one so that people can enjoy it and get to reacquainted with Joe Ferry and everything like that. Because today I had two interviews, so I'm a little bit bushed, and I don't want to push it too hard.
Okay, so we did all the goofy stuff today.
We did a lot of goofy stuff, and the next part 2 of Joe Ferry, Grammy winner Joe Ferry, not Joe Perry. We're gonna talk about what it's like living in I don't want you have a book that's about organized crime, so I don't know what that's about.
You haven't read that?
I want to read it.
Well, didn't I send it to you?
Yes, not as a PDF. I'm not sure if I got it yet.
Oh, do you want the book?
I would love to have the book because after I read it, or as I'm reading it, I'm going to share it with my stepfather, who is also not that I'm not saying that he's that, but he's of the I don't want to say the culture, but all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I have your address, but it wouldn't hurt for you to text your address to me again, and I'll ship it to you tomorrow.
I will.
And you'll have it in a few days.
Sure. That's great. So I want to thank you for doing this interview today. It really means a lot to me.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I had a blast, and we could talk about anything else you want to talk about on part 2.
Sounds great, man. See you real soon. Stay safe,
man.
stay well, love yourself,
too.
Be good to other people as well.
Yeah, man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, man.